afternoon, I'm Mai Rodriguez. Today on Newsfeed at noon, the Vatican releases the first photo of Pope Francis in hospital. After more than 9 months, 2 stranded astronauts in space finally welcome their replacement crew. Here at home, prices of diesel and kerosene going down this week. And a bounce back for Barangay Ginebra as it escapes the TNT Tropang Giga to tie the PBA Finals Series. Thanks for joining us. We begin with a look at the first image of Pope Francis since being admitted to hospital on February 14. The 88-year-old pontiff is pictured seated in a chapel at Rome's Gemelli Hospital. The Vatican says he celebrated Mass with other priests. The Pope, who has been receiving oxygen throughout his treatment, appears to be breathing on his own. Francis has not been seen in public amid a battle with double pneumonia. Catholics continue to take part in prayer services and tributes for Pope Francis. In Argentina, thousands of worshipers gathered at a church in the Pope's hometown of Buenos Aires. Many of them came from low-income neighborhoods. Francis had served as Archbishop of Buenos Aires, where his closeness to the poor earned him the nickname Slum Pope. In Rome, a group of children brought drawings and letters for Francis at Gemelli Hospital. The items were then collected by a priest at St. Peter's Basilica.
We need an important leader like him because at this time there are no many heroes in the world. We need a strong leader like him because he's the only one that talks about peace, not now, but from when he started to be Pope, maybe 12 years ago. So it's very important that he will be better because we need him.
Meanwhile, a unique tribute outside the hospital where a swirl of tango dancers performed for the Pope. They say the event was a way to send energy and love through movement. After more than 9 unplanned months on the International Space Station, 2 stranded astronauts are a step closer to returning home. That's as their replacement crew aboard NASA's SpaceX Crew Dragon has successfully reached the orbital outpost. Butch Wilmore and Suni Williams are expected to return to Earth no sooner than March 19. They were launched to space last June for what was supposed to be an 8-day mission to test Boeing's new Starliner capsule. But their homecoming was delayed after the capsule suffered technical problems. In other news, tragedy in North Macedonia where a fire at a nightclub kills at least 59 people. Over 150 more are injured. The country's prime minister says investigations found that the club's license was issued illegally. Some 20 people have been arrested, including government officials and the club's manager.
We have information that at the time of the disaster had a falsified license issued in March 2024 for a bribe. It is a document for the work of a cabaret which was issued illegally with a legal stamp of the Economy Ministry and signed by the then officials of the same ministry. There are many questions there that the investigation should answer. Therefore, everything that's happening, and will happen, must have criminal responsibility for every last one involved regardless of who they are, from which institution, from what level, from which party and profession and so on. Up to the very last one.
In the U.S., the death toll from weekend storms rises to 36 across 6 states. Most of the fatalities were recorded in Missouri, where more than 500 homes and a church were destroyed. Other affected areas include Pennsylvania, Arkansas, and Mississippi. More than 340,000 consumers remain without power. The National Weather Service says at least 39 tornadoes were reported from Friday to Sunday. More than 1,300 Voice of America employees are placed on leave after President Donald Trump ordered the gutting of the company's parent firm and 6 other federal agencies. The order instructs the agencies to reduce their operations to the bare minimum mandated by the law. Founded in 1942 to counter Nazi propaganda, VOA reaches 360 million people a week. Its parent company, U.S. Agency for Global Media, employs roughly 3,500 workers to broadcast in over 50 languages across countries, including Russia, Ukraine, North Korea, and China. Here at home, thousands of supporters take to the streets to call for the return of former President Rodrigo Duterte, who's been detained in The Hague, the Netherlands. Paulo Barcelon reports.
Re-electionist Senators Bato de la Rosa and Bongo made a plea to fellow supporters of ex-President Rodrigo Duterte in a rally held in Manila Saturday. Senator Bato, a known Duterte ally and former PNP chief, appealed to hush.
Ako po'y nakikiusap sa inyo na kahit kayo'y galit na, kahit kayo'y nanggigigilan ng gusto dyan, dahil sa injustisya na ginagawa nila, ako pa rin na nakikiusap sa inyo. I am appealing for your sobriety. Sana kalma lang tayo. Huwag tayo gumawa ng dahas. Dahil pagdating sa dahas, bibigyan natin sila ng rason na mag-declare ng martial.
Senator Go, the ex-special assistant to the president, turned emotional and asked politicians to help the former chief executive.
Alam ko mga politiko, nakikinig kayo. Konsensya naman kayo. 6 na taon kayong minahal ni Tatay Digong. Pinansin kayo, minahal kayo, pinaglingkuran kayo. Sana naman, huwag nyo na manghayaan. Sabi ko nga, makakatulog pa ba kayo sa gabi?
Actor and senatoriable Philip Salvador also showed up.
Kinalabit niya ba ang gatilyo? Siya ba ang pumarel? Siya ba ang pumatay? Hindi! Pero ano ginagawa nila? Ginagawa nilang kriminal ang ating ama.
Vlogger Jim and retired soldier Rolando has no other wish but for Duterte to be allowed to come back home.
Siyempre po, nasasaktan po kami. Nasasaktan po talaga. Kasi sa kabila ng 6 years na pagserbisyo sa atin, maganda niyo po ipakita niya sa ating bansa.
Diin nila ang pagresolba yung problema na maibalik siya dito sa ating bansa. Sapagkat kinuha siyang illegal, sila ang gumawa rin upang maibalik siya dito.
Prayer rallies were also held in different areas of the Philippines, like in Angeles City in Pampanga and Duterte's bulwark, Davao, with the Liwasang Bonifacio rally being the main venue. Police estimates that at least 2,000 people attended Saturday's gathering in the nation's capital.
The former president's ICC troubles are far from over as he's set to face the International Criminal Court in September. But for his supporters, the fight is not yet over as they want to see the day that former President Duterte finally comes home. Paulo Barcelon, Bilyonaryo News Channel.
Davao City Mayor Baste Duterte hits President Bongbong Marcos for what he claims is the illegal arrest and transfer of his father to the International Criminal Court. Speaking at the 88th Araw ng Davao celebration, the mayor said Marcos will never be loved by Duterte supporters. He claimed beyond government resources and the president's term, Marcos is nothing. A Senate committee will investigate the arrest of former President Duterte. The probe was ordered by presidential sister Senator Amy Marcos. Hannah T. joins us on the line with the details. Hannah, go ahead. Hannah?
That's right, Mai. As chair of the Senate Relations Committee, Senator Amy Marcos wants a full accounting of what led to Duterte's arrest. She wants to know if due process was followed and if government officials acted within legal bounds when they surrendered the former president to the ICC. She wants key agencies, including the Justice Department and the Philippine National Police, to explain their role in the March 11 arrest. Her brother, President Bongbong Marcos, earlier said the arrest was carried out in compliance with the Interpol, but has not discussed the extent of the country's involvement. This call comes in the middle of a growing political fallout. In the latest Alyansa para sa Bagong Pilipinas sortie in Tacloban, a stronghold of the Marcos family, Senator Amy was a no-show. She later confirmed she skipped the event to protest Duterte's arrest. Also absent were other Nationalista Party senatorial candidates, Senator Pia Cayetano, who toured Bicol, and House Deputy Speaker Camille Villar, who was sick. Nationalista, led by Bilyonaryo Manny Villar, has been a longtime ally of the Dutertes. The Villars have also earlier expressed their dismay over the former president's arrest. Mai?
Hannah, have other senators reacted to Senator Imy's call for a Senate probe?
Not yet, Mai, but actually, as we speak, Senate President Chis Escudero is holding a press conference, and we are expecting him to react. Back to you, Mai.
All right, thank you for the update, Hannity. We're taking a break. Up ahead, McLaren's Lando Norris rules the Australian Grand Prix to open the 2025 season. That and more when Newsfeed at Noon returns. You're back on Newsfeed at noon. Diesel and kerosene prices are going down again this week. Fuel companies have announced a rollback of 20 centavos per liter for diesel and 40 centavos for kerosene. The price of gasoline will remain unchanged. The Energy Department has said the price cuts come amid weakening demand due to the possible economic downturn in the U.S. and several other economies. Amid multiple petitions calling for the return of former President Duterte to the Philippines, an assistant counsel to the ICC says such efforts are now beyond reach. Bilyonaryo mobile journalist Ivy Reyes tells us why.
Walang magagawa para bawiin si Duterte mula sa ICC custody.
Assistant to Counsel to the International Criminal Court, Cristina Conti, explains how the technicalities of the arrest warrant answer many questions about former President Rodrigo Duterte's case. First, the warrant is named the Office of the Prosecutor versus Rodrigo Romo Duterte. According to Conti, this means that Duterte's case is entirely under the prosecutor and that any relief, such as a temporary release, will be up to the ICC. Moreover, this case name also explains why the Duterte children's petition for habeas corpus will not work to get the ex-chief back home.
Ang habeas corpus ay pwede mo lamang ikaso dun sa custodian o may hawak dun sa tao at pagpapaliwananin sila kung bakit mo sila hawak. Hindi na under custody ng Pilipinas o nung mga kinasuhan yung tao.
While Conti agreed that the constitutionality petition filed by Senator Bato de la Rosa can still be tried, the case of Pangilinan versus Cayetano takes precedence.
Na sinasabing may residual obligations ng Pilipinas na kahit umatras na siya ng ICC dahil merong matter under the consideration of the court.
In the said case, the Supreme Court referenced Article 127 of the Rome Statute, saying that states are not absolved of their obligations while it was a party to the statute and shall not affect any cooperation on matters of consideration prior to the state's withdrawal. Second, Conti added that the burden of proof doesn't lie on the victims.
Kaya sa totoo, yung mga biktima, bagaman tatayo na parang private complainant kung tawagin natin dito, ay sa kalakhan wala naman silang, wala sa kanilang ebidensya sa Office of the Prosecutor.
She also feared for victims and witnesses, saying they are vulnerable to any retaliation, not only from Duterte's camp, but also his supporters. Meanwhile, Conti stated of the possibility of Vice President Sara Duterte being involved due to her role as mayor and vice mayor of Davao City. However, she may only be investigated, not accused, as the court will only look for the most responsible in the case. Ivy Reyes, Bilyonaryo News Channel.
More unusual names have popped up as the House Prosecution Panel continues scouring through the records of impeached Vice President Sara Duterte. Aside from the previously publicized Mary Grace Piatos, the OVP has apparently disbursed confidential and intelligence funds for a certain J. Camote, Miggy Mango, and 5 individuals named Dodong. All have no record of existence with the Philippine Statistics Authority. House Deputy Majority Leader Paulo Ortega said the new findings can only further strengthen the case against the Vice President on the misuse of confidential funds. We're taking another breather still to come. The Gin Kings tie the PBA Final Series in a heart-stopping victory over the TNT Tropang Giga. The details after the break. Stay with us.
Who defines strength? Who shapes the future? Who stands tall even in the face of challenges? Women of substance are everywhere. They build, they heal, they lead, they love. We celebrate you because you matter. Happy National Women's Month. Get to the latest stories.
The Philippines bags a historic bronze at the 2025 Asia-Pacific Women's Lacrosse Championship.
The updates.
Table tennis power duo siblings brought home medals from the WTT Youth Contender.
The scores and what to celebrate in the world of sports.
I'm Anton Rojas.
And I'm Erica Christensen.
On the scorecard.
Where sports is our business.
And business is our sport.
Only here on BNC, the Bilyonaryo News Channel.
In a far-flung health center in Tanay, Rizal, reliable energy means saving lives.
Dati, they will have to walk for 8 hours to go to the nearest health facility. Kung wala kang kuryente, hindi mo magamit ang iba't ibang aparatos.
In Quezon City, it means giving families the independence they never had.
We ensure that all these customers have their legal electricity.
Catch the pilot episode of Paid Forward featuring real stories of hope and change only here on Bilyonaryo News Channel.
Magandang gabi, ako po si Pinky Webb.
At ako naman si Corina Sanchez Rojas.
Kombinasyong Corina Sanchez Rojas at Pinky Webb. Dalawang mamamahayag na subok sa tapang at talino.
Simulcast tayo sa DWAR Abante Radyo at 94.7 Mellow BFM.
Mapapanood din tayo sa Abante Teletabloid sa SkyCable. Sa bawat issue may anggulo at ang balita may agenda.
You're still watching Newsfeed at noon. Sad news in local showbiz. Screen legend Delia Razon has died at the age of 94. Her granddaughter, actress Carla Abellana, confirmed the news Sunday. The cause of death was not disclosed. Razon earned a Best Actress nomination at the prestigious FAMAS Awards in 1957 through the film Luksang Tagumpay. In 2009, she became a FAMAS Lifetime Achievement Awardee. Her final projects include the teleserye Tayong Dalawa and the film Buena Vista in 2010. 5 months after his shocking death, tributes continue for the late One Direction star, Liam Payne. Fans in Buenos Aires unveiled a bench in his memory in the British cemetery. They also put up a red mailbox for supporters who wish to send letters to Liam's family in England. The 31-year-old singer died last October after falling from a balcony of his hotel room in Buenos Aires.
For the fans, it means a lot to have a place and a bench in Liam's name here at the British Cemetery in Buenos Aires. This place was the last place where Liam spent his last days in the country, in Argentina, his last moments. Welcomed him. The chapel served him as a refuge in the chapel here at the British Cemetery before being repatriated to his home country.
Shifting now to sports, a heart-stopping victory for Barangay Ginebra San Miguel in the PBA Commissioner's Cup Finals. The Gin Kings escaped the TNT Tropang Giga in Game 2 on Sunday at the Mall of Asia Arena. Final score 71-70. Justin Brownlee worked his magic yet again for Ginebra, leading the way with a double-double, 35 points and 11 rebounds. This championship series is now tied at 1 game apiece. Game 3 action shifts to the PhilSports Arena on Wednesday, March 19. In the UAAP Women's Volleyball, National University remains the top dog as they complete a flawless first-round sweep. The Lady Bulldogs edged out the UST Golden Tigresses in 5 thrilling sets at the Smart Araneta Coliseum. Eliza Solomon raising the roof for the reigning queens with 24 points and 7 digs. NU wraps the first round with a pristine 7-0 record. UST is tied with LaSalle at 5-2. In the first game, the UP Fighting Maroons survived a phenomenal performance from Adamson's Shaina Nitura, also in 5 pressure-packed sets. The Adamson super rookie had a record-setting game with 38 points. But Nitura's monster game fell short as the Lady Falcons end the first round with their 4th straight loss. A thunder from down under as McLaren's Lando Norris rules the Australian Grand Prix. Norris overcame the wet and crazy conditions in Melbourne to defeat reigning champion Max Verstappen. This is Norris's first win in Melbourne and the 5th overall of his career. He also ended Verstappen's dominant run at the top of the championship standings, which dates back to May of 2022. Lewis Hamilton, on the other hand, finished 10th in his much-awaited Ferrari debut. And before we go, Bilyonaryo News Channel wins big at the 38th PMPC Star Awards. Our primetime newscast, Agenda, was recognized as Best News Program. Corina Sanchez Rojas was named Best Female Newscaster, also for Agenda. Meanwhile, On Point with Pinky Webb won Best Public Affairs Program. Best Sports Show went to the scorecard with its host, Anton Rojas, winning Best Sports Show host. Marie Lozano Gekotsky was named Best Lifestyle or Travel Show host. Congratulations to our colleagues here on the Bilyonaryo News Channel, and thank you very much, PMPC. And those are the news this hour. I'm Mai Rodriguez. Keep it here on BNC, the Bilyonaryo News Channel. Good afternoon.